Hello again, second grade virtual home. Miss Hershey here with your final video for the Sunset Art Project. We are going to color our sun and our sky today, and we're going to use our warm colors. So remember, we learned our cool colors for the ground, our blues, our greens, our purples. So the warm color family is going to be red, orange, yellow, and you can go ahead and throw in some pinks if you have them. These are our warm colors. They remind us of warm things like the sun, a fire, our stove, and I don't know anything that's hot that's pink. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I know this color is called hot pink, so we'll count that. I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and color this sky, and then we will have you work on that at home, and then after today is when you will take a picture, upload it, and turn it in, and I will grade your assignment. So all these videos were leading up to this final project, this one submission. Just like if you were in art class, we would work on it week after week, and I wouldn't grade it till the end. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to use my yellow. And just like when we used markers before, I'm going to do lines. So I'm starting at the bottom of my sun and I'm pulling up across the top. And you can color right over those black lines because Sharpie marker is permanent and it won't spread and it won't ruin our yellow marker. Now, the way that I like to do this might not be the same way you do, but I'm going to go ahead and show you. I like to do all my yellow at once. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do yellow here. And there's my line from the center going out and my second line to finish that off. I'm going to do this one every other yellow. So I'm doing yellow, white as my pattern. And remember, if I'm going too fast, you go ahead, you pause this video. There's no rush for you. I'm not going to do any yellow in that one. This one's a little bit harder to do my lines because these shapes. So these ones I'm going to try to just do my best. You can color normal. It won't hurt your marker to go back and forth, but it will dry it out faster. So just in the interest of saving your markers, keeping them healthy, the lines can be helpful. So here, this one was big enough I was able to do my lines. Let's skip this one yellow and do every other one yellow, because I have a lot of colors to use, so I don't feel like I need yellow in every single ray. Now you can do yellow in every single ray if you want, but I want to point out that I'm not coloring the entire ray yellow. This whole ray is not yellow, only parts. This whole ray is not yellow, only parts. I don't want solid colors. We made these shapes so that we could color them. There'd be no point in drawing all these shapes if you were just going to color them one solid color. That's sort of like taking a coloring book and just coloring the whole page blue. You should have just used a blue paper. Let me go ahead and do my yellow here and here. My scallops that are facing to the right will all be yellow. Now here I'm not doing my lines. I'm doing the back and forth coloring. Like I said, sometimes it's okay. This one will skip. So that's how I like to do it. I like to just do one color at once and get it out of the way. First of all, it helps me fill in the sky so that it's not so overwhelming. Look how much I've already gotten done. I've gotten a bunch done already. That's pretty awesome. Then I also kind of can move on to my next color, and if I want to add more yellow later, I can. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my orange now. So I'm going to start here. And again, you do not have to do exactly what I do. I'm just demonstrating so that you guys can see live what you'd be seeing if you were in the class. So I'm going to do yellow. I did every other. So I did yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow, white. I'm going to do orange, white, yellow, orange. I'm going to do orange, skip to orange. Didn't work out color-wise, but I don't particularly like orange personally. But I can't skip it because it's a warm color and I need all of my warm colors in my picture. Now when I say that, you need to have red, yellow, and orange. If you don't have pink markers, that's okay, because our main warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. Just like down here, you only had to have blue, green, and purple. You didn't have to have dark blue, dark green, light green. I'm not going to make you have to have all of these colors because I know my marker set might have more colors than your marker set, and that is okay. So you don't have to do orange, skip to orange, skip to. You can do however you feel like with your orange. Like I said, I don't particularly like orange, so I'm not going to use a lot of orange. I'm going to skip 2, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to do these scallops. So right now I still have a couple rays that have no color in them. That's okay too. There's so many different ways to make art and to color. I'm not going to ever tell you there's only one way to do it and that my way is right. I'm going to show you the way I do it, and you can choose to do it that way, or you can choose to do it your way. Whatever works for you, works for you. So I'm done with orange because, like I said, I don't particularly like it. Now I'm going to go with my red. Whenever I was doing these with the other classes, I made 9 of these. I teach 9 second grades in person, so I made 9 different ones, and I found that I wasn't using a lot of red, even though I like red, so I'm going to do red before my pinks so that I definitely get some red in. And this time I'm going to start over here because I haven't done this one yet. I'm just going to get all my red in. Now this coloring today is going to take you a little while. This is a lot of coloring, especially if you're doing it neatly and you're doing your best work, which is what I do expect from you guys. So this might take you the full art class time, which is 40 minutes. I've not given you a whole lot of work this year that's going to take you that much time. The other thing is I broke this up into 5 videos so that you wouldn't have to do too much work at once. Some of those videos only took you a few minutes. This one's going to take you a long time. You don't have to do it in one sitting. If you want to do a little bit today and then do some tomorrow, that's fine. If you want to do a little bit today and do some next week, that's fine, as long as it's turned in by our due date. But you do need to take your time. Don't rush yourself. Think about what you want it to look like, how you like it. And just do your best. That's all I ask. I know not everybody's best is perfect. My best is not perfect. I am not a perfect artist either. But I always try, and that's what counts. And if you guys were here, you'd hear me saying these things all the time, but you're not. And pretty much talking to myself right now too. So that's interesting. I'm in the empty art room right now talking to this camera. Okay, skip 1, do this one. So now I've gotten to the point where every ray has some color in it, which is good. And I still have my pinks left. Now you might not have any colors left. If you only have red, orange, and yellow, you are out of colors. So you're gonna have to start back with your yellow and start filling in some areas. I have 2 pinks that I can use. So I'm gonna start with my bright pink, and I'm gonna start right here. And like I said, some of these shapes, doing the lines is not easy because they're weird. So my method of coloring isn't always going to work for me, which means it might not always work for you either. So I'm going to do 1, skip 2. And this one ended up being the same design. So one is red and pink, and one is yellow and pink. That's okay too. These are smelly markers and they smell really good. And I'm going to skip 2 and I'm going to come down here. So now I have, this will give me 3 rays that are completely done. My first ray over here is done. My middle ray here is done, and now this ray is done. So by the time you get to your 4th color or your 4th round, if you started back with yellow, you should be starting to have some rays that are finished. And so you can see how moving along one color at a time really helps fill it in. I'm not going across the sky and like, oh, look how I'm only halfway done. I am probably only halfway done, but it looks more because I spread out my colors. My last color is my dark pink. And I'm gonna have to go back with another color after this because this is not going to fill in everything. I am not going to finish this project with this pink. I can tell already. Okay, and then I could either do this one or I could skip it. I think I'm going to skip it just because that's a lot. So we would go every other, so white and then pink would be here. And again, this is where, you know, my patterns might not work out. I've been doing the same thing this whole time, But as I start to finish and run out of room, things are going to change a little. Skip one, there's nothing there. Skip one, do this one. So here's what I was saying. I'm about to finish with my dark pink, but I still have sections on my design that are not filled in. So my first color that I would go back to would be yellow. However, this has yellow, this has yellow, and this has yellow. So I'm going to, here's the order I went in. So I'm going to skip my yellow. This one has orange, this one doesn't, and this one doesn't. So I can go ahead and do some orange in one of these. I'm going to do this one. And this is just my method. You do not have to do this. I just like my colors to be balanced, and in particular, I know some of my students in class are very particular about their colors, so maybe you are too. So I'm going to put my orange at the back, and red would be my next color. I feel like there's a lot of red over here and not a lot over here. So I'm going to do my red here. Making sure to get all my little areas. And I just want to point out that right now I am doing regular coloring. I am not doing my lines. So my method doesn't always work, and I know that. Now up here where it's bigger, I could probably do my lines. Okay, and then my last color is going to be my light pink. I'm going to pop that in over here. And then my sunset over the hills or mountains, whatever you want to call them, is going to be complete. Now, like I said, I did this in about 12 minutes. It's going to take you longer than 12 minutes. I am older, I've been coloring a lot longer than you, and I made this project up, so I have some advantages. Do not feel bad if you have to start and stop and take some breaks to finish your sunrise. So here is my finished sunrise, and that's it. So I hope you guys had fun with this project. I can't wait to see what you turn in. Once you get to this point that you're done, I want you to take a picture, upload it into the assessment, and I'll grade it for you. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys did at home. And I really do hope you enjoyed this project because it's one of my favorites. If you need anything, go ahead and send me an email. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys with our next assignment. Bye!